In this video, you'll learn how to use a pocket-sized programmable device called a Microbit to automatically detect whether somebody is limping or walking symmetrically using machine learning. A device like this could be useful in a physical therapy setting to help people learn to walk again as they recover from injuries. Let's start by introducing the Microbit. It is this little circuit board with some buttons, a grid of LEDs, and a bunch of different sensors mounted on the back. So it can measure things like temperature, light, and sound, and you can download a program to it to make the LEDs react to the buttons and all these different sensors, and we'll talk about those later. But the important sensor for this project is the accelerometer. An accelerometer is a type of sensor that measures motion. So if you shake the Microbit or tilt it, the accelerometer is going to detect that. The accelerometer is the same type of sensor used in phones, so your phone knows to rotate the screen if you switch it from horizontal to vertical orientation, or in video game controllers, so they can detect if you tilt them or shake them to control a game. Now, we're not going to go into too much detail about how exactly an accelerometer works in this video, but if you're interested, we have some links in the description where you can learn more. The point for purposes of this project is that if you wear the Microbit on your body, if you attach it to your hip or your thigh or your ankle as you're walking, then the accelerometer is going to detect motion as you walk. And the accelerometer detects motion in three directions or three axes. There is the X direction, which is side to side relative to the Microbit board. There's the Y direction, which is forward and backward relative to the Microbit board. And then there's the Z direction, which is up and down out of the board. And again, those directions are relative to the physical Microbit board. So if I put the Microbit flat on the table, then the Z direction is up and down. But if I tilt the Microbit like this, then the Z direction is forward and backward relative to me, but still up and down relative to the Microbit board. So those directions are going to change depending on where you mount this on your body and which way the Microbit is pointing as you walk. Now, if you look at the graph at the bottom of the screen here, you can see those accelerometer readings changing as I walk, but it can be difficult to interpret those lines to figure out how a person was walking, whether they were walking symmetrically or limping, and that is where the machine learning comes in. Machine learning allows you to train a computer model to recognize different patterns in the accelerometer readings and associate them with different motions. Now, let's show you how to do that yourself. To get started, go to the Microbit Create AI website at createai.microbit.org, click on Get Started, and then click on New Session. You will then need to follow the on-screen prompts to connect your Microbit to your computer using Bluetooth. Note that if your computer does not have Bluetooth available, there is a separate option to use 2 Microbits for the connection. After you have successfully connected your Microbit, you should see a live data graph on the bottom of the screen. Try moving your Microbit around, and you should see the lines move. Now you're ready to train the Microbit to recognize different actions. By default, there is one action created. Click in the text box to give it a name. For purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to start out just having the Microbit sit still. So I'm going to call that sitting still, and you can click on the drop-down menu here to select an icon to display when the Microbit detects that action. I'm going to select the heart. Now I need to record training data for the Microbit to learn to recognize that action. Now, you have the option of clicking the record button to record one sample at a time, but you can also click this little menu and then choose record for 10 seconds to get 10 samples at once. So I'm going to do that. The screen will give me a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then it will record 10 samples in a row, and since I am training for sitting still here, I'm just leaving the Microbit sitting on the desk in front of me and not moving it around. Next, I'm going to create another action. So I'm going to go down here to the bottom left and click the Add Action button, and I'm going to call this one Side to Side for shaking the Microbit side to side, and I'm going to choose a different icon, say maybe I'll give that one a smiley face. Again, I'm going to click this little menu button and then select record for 10 seconds, but this time, as it's recording, I'm going to hold the Microbit and shake it side to side. So it's recording the 10 samples. I am shaking the Microbit side to side, and we can see that movement on the accelerometer graph at the bottom of the screen. And then, again, I'm going to stop when it's done recording those 10 samples. Now, for this demonstration, I have chosen actions where it's pretty obvious, even to a human, that there are differences between the accelerometer graphs for the two motions. So for sitting still, the X, Y, and Z accelerometer lines are all perfectly flat. And then when I'm shaking it side to side, we see these oscillations or up and down motions in the X and Y accelerometer readings, but the Z accelerometer reading doesn't change very much because I wasn't moving the accelerometer up and down. So again, it's pretty easy for a human to see the differences here, but the advantage of machine learning is that it can also detect more subtle differences that would be harder for a human to recognize, like the difference between walking symmetrically and walking with a slight limp like we saw earlier in the video. So we are going to keep going through this as a demonstration to show you how it works, but just keep that in mind. Even if this difference seems obvious, machine learning may be able to detect more subtle differences that you couldn't easily see yourself. So once we have our 10 samples recorded for each motion, we are going to go over here and click the Train Model button and then click Start Training. And now the program is going to train itself using this data to recognize the two different motions. Once it's done training, it will display a live prediction or probability that one motion is currently occurring based on the accelerometer reading. So right now the microbit is just sitting very still in front of me, and you can see that it is 100% confident that the microbit is sitting still. But if I start shaking the microbit side to side, it recognizes that motion and transitions to a very high confidence, not always 100%. You can see it's bouncing around in the high 90s there, that the microbit is shaking side to side. But if I shake it very slowly, for example, then it sort of has a hard time. It's not really sure if the microbit is sitting still or shaking, and that is because in all of my training data, I was shaking the microbit very fast. So that is what it is trained to recognize as side to side, this very fast back and forth motion. But again, if I shake much more slowly, it can't really tell the difference between that and sitting still. So the results of the model are going to depend on the training data and how you move the microbit when you were recording those data samples. So if you test your model and it's not working very well, there are a few things you can do. One is to adjust this recognition point. You can increase or decrease the threshold at which the model will determine that it has recognized that action, but you can also go back and add more training data. So go back, click the Edit Data Samples button there, and then you can again record either more individual samples or click the menu and then record for 10 seconds. So for example here, maybe I could record some additional training data where I am shaking the microbit more slowly. So you can see again these smaller, slower oscillations on the graph here, where I'm not shaking it back and forth as fast. After you record more data, you are going to need to retrain the model. So click the Train Model again to train it with the new data. And then once the model is trained, you can test it again with that new training data. So now, again, if the microbit is sitting perfectly still, it recognizes it as sitting still. If I shake quickly side to side, it recognizes that as shaking side to side, but I can also shake it a little more slowly side to side. And again, it's not perfect. It still will sometimes mistake that for sitting still, but it's a little better than it was before. And again, I can also play with those thresholds, for example, maybe by raising the threshold for the recognition point for sitting still and decreasing the threshold for the recognition point for shaking side to side. And then that may make it a little more likely to recognize those slower oscillations as moving side to side as opposed to sitting still. Once you have your model working the way you would like it to, you can now edit the program to make it do additional things instead of just showing different icons when it detects the different motions. So for example, I can click Edit in MakeCode here, and this is going to pull up the program in a graphical programming environment called MakeCode, where you can now write a program to make your microbit do different things when the machine learning model detects different actions. So this is a block-based programming environment, meaning you don't actually have to type lines of code, you just drag and snap together these different blocks. And when you've trained a model with Create AI, you get this machine learning menu in addition to all the other blocks that you can go do some of the intro microbit practice activities to learn how to use. And these blocks say on ML, and then there's a little drop down menu where you can select the different options. Start. So this is telling the program what to do when it starts detecting that motion. And by default, it's just going to show the icon we selected previously. So it's going to show the heart when it detects sitting still, and the smiley face when it detects side-to-side motion. But for example, say I also wanted to play a sound when I detect each of those motions. I can go here to the music menu and say I just want to play a melody, a little built-in song or from the Microbit speaker, and I don't want to play it in the background forever. I just want to play it until it's done. So I want to play it one time. And then I'm going to duplicate that block and play a different sound when I detect side-to-side motion. So I'm going to go here and select, I don't know, the ringtone melody. If you now go ahead and follow the on-screen instructions to download the program to your Microbit, you can test it out. Now, looking at the Microbit when the code is running, you see when it is sitting still, it displays the heart. And if I pick it up and shake it, it switches to the smiley face and plays a little melody. If I put it back down, it should switch back to the heart and play the melody again. But it's not always perfect. Again, sometimes depending on the quality of the training data, sometimes the model might make an incorrect prediction of which action is currently occurring. So, that was a simple demonstration, just letting the Microbit sit still and shaking it, but of course the interesting application here is if you wear the Microbit somewhere on your body and use it to detect different motions like walking or limping. You are going to need a way to wear or attach the Microbit to yourself, like one of these cell phone packs for runners, or maybe a Velcro strap to attach it to your arm, wrist, or ankle. Where you put it is going to depend on the type of motion you want to detect, and you may want to experiment with different locations to see which one works the best for detecting differences in motion. It's also important to keep the orientation consistent between trials. For example, don't put the Microbit right side up in one of these packs for some data samples and then flip it upside down for more samples. You want to keep the orientation consistent. If you try this out yourself, let us know how it goes in the comments. You can find written instructions for this project linked in the video description. You can also find many more Microbit projects and over 1,000 other projects in all areas of science and engineering on our YouTube channel and our website, www.sciencebuddies.org.